All right, guys, so Mike here, and we are here to discuss programming. As you all know, this is Coach JD, and he's our evening head coach, and he's also our master programmer. Some of you don't have access to JD to ask him some of the questions of programming, so JD had a great idea to do this little video here monthly or every cycle to discuss what the next week or month of programming looks like. So we're going to discuss this past program that we just did and then talk about the next one. So can you tell me a little bit about the program that we're currently on right now?
Yeah, so we're currently in a strength endurance cycle. We're mixing a monostructural movement with a strength movement, primarily the front squat, back squat, bench press, deadlift. In the last block, so the last 4 weeks, we've also, for our power clean and jerk and our power snatch, we've added either a monostructural or a gymnastic movement to those movements.
Okay. Can you explain to some of these people what monostructural means?
Yeah, so monostructural, basically think of any cardio equipment. So we have the C2 bike erg, we have a rower, running, double under, ski erg, and that pretty much encompasses them all.
Covers them all.
Swimming, if you're going to do it on your own.
Yeah. So we're finishing up this last cycle. This is the last current week of it.
Next week's the last week.
Next week is the last week. And then we're going into what? The next cycle?
So we're going to deload, as always, after our 4th week of our last block of the strength endurance. During our deload, as you're all aware, we will deload the strength movements. However, the WODs, I don't deload the WODs. Remember, scaling is always a positive thing. If your body is beat up and you just need to cut back the volume, so the weight on the barbell, the weight of the dumbbell, weight of the kettlebell, or the rep amount for any of the movements, by all means, take it upon yourself, deload the WODs or the Metcons for yourself.
When you discuss deloading the strength movements, what percentage are you roughly looking at for some of these folks?
So we've had 3 deload cycles, that one coming up will be our 3rd. We've increased the percentages over the first 2. The 3rd one will probably increase another 5%. So we're looking between 50% and 75%, possibly 80%, just because we're going into a testing phase. I don't want your muscles to really pull back too much. So we probably somewhere between the 50, possibly 80%.
Copy. And a deload week essentially is basically to help them recover from the previous couple of weeks where we've been banging them up, looking for that stimulus and adaptation. And then this is the week for them to recover and get ready for the next cycle that's coming through, correct?
Correct.
Part of it. Okay. So tell me a little bit about after that deload week. We're looking at December 10th. What does that entail?
December 10th.
Right? Is that 18th?
18th.
I'm sorry, December 18th. I got my numbers off here.
All right, our testing is going to be 3 weeks. It starts on December 18th. So that Monday and that Thursday, same schedule for the movements. We're going to test our power clean and jerk, and on Thursday, we're going to test our power snatch. The next 2 weeks, it gets a little tricky because it's around Christmas and it's around the New Year. We're going to stay on the same days of testing as we're doing the movements now. So the week of December 25th, which is Christmas, so Christmas on Monday, that Tuesday, we're going to test the back squat. That Friday, we're going to test the deadlift. The following week, which is the week of New Year's, so New Year's is on a Monday, that Tuesday, we're going to test the front squat. That Friday, we're going to test the bench press.
Okay, so they thought that they had that Christmas week off, but yet we're testing them. So you guys better be ready.
So remember, it's the holidays.
Yeah.
If you can't make those days, it's fine. If you really want to test those movements, you can make them up on another class day. It will be perfectly fine.
Okay, cool. So this cycle ends or leads us right into your next cycle, which begins, let me see your numbers here, on the 8th of January.
Correct. So the Open this year starts February 29th. Our last cycle leading into the Open is going to be in gymnastic endurance. So think about the strength endurance. Just, you can imagine what the gymnastic endurance would be. So it'll be a monostructural movement leading into gymnastic work. We need a strong aerobic capacity, aerobic base for the Open. We need gymnastic skill, and we need to move load quickly. So that's with a barbell, dumbbell, possibly a kettlebell, although we haven't seen that. So this cycle is really, it's going to be 8 week long. It's going to get you prepared to go into the Open feeling your best self.
Awesome. Well, there you have it, guys. You have the next cycle description. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concern, and you're not one of his students, you guys could ask on Instagram. You could email us. My email is mike@training9.com. You could ask us on our YouTube channel, however you need to, or ask Jay and Ozzy, and they'll relay the message. Cool? Thanks.